Y'all, I told you we're gonna come back harder, better than ever. We got a lot going on, man. Studio's still the same, but there's gonna be more additions coming soon. Just trust me, trust in Swerve, trust in the Swerve City team, bro. Man, over this break, we accomplished some things, let me tell you. First off, let me say, this past weekend was some wrestling drama. I'll say that on social media, but we ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna address it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be wrong to not. Well, not wrong, but awkward not to address it.
I mean, it's just going to be like through the room, just like, look at that. Well,
things were said.
Yeah.
Like, exposure. People were exposed on several occasions, not just one person, everybody.
Everybody's been exposed this past a couple hours, actually. See, this is why you got to, treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And just so it's out there, people that are watching, I only have glasses on right now because I have a migraine. So I'm sure it'll pass soon, but just deal with the glasses.
Boy got the vitamin water, got the coffee.
Yes.
He's working through this, man. Yeah. So he's doing this for y'all. He's doing it for the Swerve City
team. For the people.
For the people. Leo in the building.
Thank you.
But man, let's talk about what just occurred over the weekend. Last week we went to work, bro.
Yes.
As y'all all know, if y'all have been following us on social media, the Swerve City Podcast official on Instagram and on Twitter, Swerve City Pod. Man, we have a feature song with Juice, Zombie Juice from Flatbush Zombies. We just recorded the video on several locations. You'll see everybody who's been featured in the video when it drops. We don't have a release date yet, but it is coming. It is being worked on by the fabulous Siren and behind the mic.
Throw your hood up.
Mike Simmons over here. These talented individuals.
Okay. All right.
It is being worked on and edited and mixed and mastered. It's going to be put together. It's going to be dropping in the next month, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. We've never done anything like this. Each time we elevate, we raise the bar more and more. Every music video we done, from Swerve City to Broke Boys to I'm the Man, and now to Body Art featuring Juice of Flatbush Zombies, man. So look out for that. Teasy, what's been going on in the hood?
Man, I've been all right, man. Everything's been...
Popping his collar.
Everything has been great, man. I have no complaints, man. 2020 has been a eventful...
We're off to a good start.
An eventful year, man. I have no complaints, man. It's been good getting a lot of these bucket list accomplishments done, per usual. And, we are an awesome team. We all put our minds together and come up with some awesome content, man, So I've been just in album mode, man. When I get in album mode, I kind of duck off from social media a little bit. I've just been focused on us working on this album, getting this album done, getting the Curious done and everything that we're doing. So I'm in 100% album mode right now, just ready to finish this project up and get ready for the April release, my brother.
Yes, sir. And when was this release of this album again?
Man.
What's the name of this album?
From Humble Beginnings, man. Make sure you guys check that out, man. From Humble Beginnings is the project that we are concluding right now. We've been in the studio working very, very hard to give you guys some quality material. My bro said, man, I want to switch it up, man. I want to do something crazy on this project. So when we started this, we had a wonderful sis over here start with Broke Boys, which is one of the most amazing hooks that I've heard. My bro Swerve said, bro, she got one, man. She got one. Let's get in the lab and do this. So we started doing that, and then we coming out with this project, man, From Humble Beginnings. Make sure you guys check that out, man. I'm so excited for this album. Bro,
Hi, Jerry.
I feel like I have new life in me as an artist, bro. I was struggling for inspiration, though. So thank you. Thank you so much, man.
One time for the one time. Everybody say hi to Jerry Lynn.
What's going on, Jerry? Oh, man, the legend. Jerry Lynn watching. He's checking out Swerve City Podcast.
Jerry Lynn, what's going on?
So why aren't y'all? Y'all should be checking out, too. Sis, what's been going on in the neck of the woods over there?
Well, you know me. I had to break up some fights this past week, man. It's at my old job. It had people bringing up nightmares and stuff and trying to be all big and bad, like Big Bad Wolf, and I had to come in there with the foam posits. So
the fresh purple.
I was coming in with the fresh. Today actually I'm rocking the baddest Toy Story-esque Vans out here. We got Buzz Lightyear. He's in the front. Woody in the back somewhere. He chilling.
Woody in the back.
Woody in the back.
Sorry.
He in the back. He getting hit with the claw. But I'm just living. I had a blast filming that Body Art, man.
Body art,
Yo,
man, is gonna be
listen,
special.
when I tell you, man, we had fun. We went out there and we just
And y'all gonna have fun watching it.
I'm
yeah,
excited for it.
yeah.
I'm excited for it.
It was bomb, man.
Bro, you're like you in the Breakfast Club.
I am in the Breakfast
Like
Club.
this interview was at
You
one.
just wait for Charlamagne to ask you something crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. You know, after you
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it.
You look like this interview going at 5 in the morning, bro. But without further ado, we got to bring it over to the guest of the evening. The first guest of season 3 of the Swole City podcast, 2020. The first guest of 2020, man. We got Leo Rush, former Cruiserweight champion, WWE. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? I've been waiting a long time to be on this podcast, so I'm pretty excited for this.
Thank
Pretty
you
excited.
very much, man. For like, you was one of the first like multiple guests when we started doing Swerve Talk.
Yeah.
That's available on the high spots right now, actually. So you made many cameo appearances. Just jumped in when Moose was slobbering over in the corner in the chair. Yeah. So, but it's good to have you back in here on the official studio. See how we upgraded. See how we moved up, man.
Oh yeah, this is dope. This is the real deal. Holyfield.
Yes. So we're going to talk about your music project since we talked about ours now.
All right.
You just released 11/11 on 11/11, November 11th.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Man,
angel
what a-
numbers all day.
7 tracks.
Yes, sir.
I feel like each track of yours definitely dealt with something that you've experienced in life over the past either year or many years.
Yeah.
Or a traumatic past.
So this was my first project that I've done. This was something that I feel like I wasn't going to do. I put out 2 singles prior to this, and it kind of picked up a lot more steam than I originally intended, and people wanted more music. So over that kind of, I wrote down, enough music to probably make about 3 or 4 projects, to be honest.
Talk about it.
And yeah, so I figured that I should put this out. I figured that, it was a sensitive time, like, for me, and everybody wanted to know. It wasn't positive, and it definitely didn't help that I was a heel on television, and I was doing my job as being a heel and making people hate me even more. So that definitely didn't go in my favor, but I feel like that was just the perfect time to, for one, work on something that I've always wanted to work on, because I come from a music family and a music background, and
I know that.
2, yeah, my parents were actually both nominated gospel singers.
Really?
For the
Were they in like a mass
was
choir?
not the Emmys. Why am I thinking?
What's the
Oscars?
Stellar Awards?
Stellar
Stellar
Awards.
Awards.
Yep. There we go.
That's why Mike here,
Boom.
man.
That's why he's
Boom of
here.
knowledge.
But yeah, my parents were nominated for Stellar Awards, gospel nominated duo. So I grew up, like, my dad's studio was right underneath my bedroom, so I would hear sessions literally every day, every night, pumping through my vents and stuff like that. So it's kind of like in my blood. Like, I feel like it was kind of my calling and what I was meant to do. So I figured that I would use that time to focus on that. And like I said, kind of give people a different side of me that they weren't used to seeing, because people were so used to just seeing that loudmouth, brash character on television that made people hate him and Bobby Lashley. So
Which in real life, you're more introvert than like what your portrayal is on television.
it was weird for me, to be honest. Like,
To flip the switch the other way?
the switch like that to be somebody completely different than what I am, like, in real life. I feel like I'm a pretty, like, calm, cool, collective kind of guy. Like, I'm pretty laid back, and to kind of be out there and screaming through a microphone every week was pretty nerve-wracking to me. It was definitely out of my comfort zone, for sure.
Man, I'll tell you one, like, it was breaking my heart to, like, not be able to, like, reach out as much as I wanted to
Yeah.
during that time. Because, like, you had your thing going on. I didn't know where you were in the part of the world.
Yeah.
We, like a lot of people don't know this, we lived in the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood. Neighbors.
Wow.
Literally neighbors. I can see his front door from my window every day, and I can see him walking his dog, Hey, which is like my favorite dog ever.
Listening to all the drama at 4 a.m.
Yeah, oh, dude.
outside.
Man, a little segue story. So it was like 3, 4 in the morning, and there's like a car. Like once again, I can see exactly where everything is. This is like a couple. It was like one female and like 5 of her friends versus this one guy, and you already know that's ending bad. But like all the other girls are kicking the car.
Yeah.
Dirty Mac.
Yeah, it was like the hyenas on fighting Simba on Lion King. It was like, oh my god, like
He said,
Jesus.
ooh, it
they
tingles.
all in them.
Felt like I was in a dream. I texted Shane like, "Are you hearing this?"
I was
Like
like-
4 in the morning. Shane texted me back like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, I'm like,
This
yeah.
is crazy.
Wow.
Because he was about to go out and say something.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
So it's really
one
like lottery
person,
ticket.
5 women. I don't think this is
It's
a good
like-
fight. I don't think we want
it's
to
like
get into this. And
American
they're all drunk.
Hood.
All of them drunk.
On the
It was
movies,
like
it's
a
real.
Wednesday night too. It was like a Wednesday. So I'm like, what were you doing
It's
at
Stoop
4 in the morning?
Kid.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
So moving on. What do you discuss in the 1111 project for people that have not listened to it?
I feel like the project was more so based around mental health illness, which I was pretty open about. I've been pretty open about it for the kind of half of 2019. I figured that this was the perfect time because my situation was so sensitive, and I wanted to show people that, hey, even though I am going through this in my everyday life, I can still kind of prevail, and I can still overcome like all of these, demons that are coming in my life every day. So I feel like that was the perfect time to kind of be like an inspiration to a lot of people that looked up to me, and also an inspiration to people that weren't the biggest, weren't as fond as me of me as the people that have kind of been supporting me since day one.
Now, I feel like as a young individual, as a young entertainer that you are, there's a lot of pressures on you.
Yeah,
with
for sure.
with going through mental health problems, man. Like it's like being a father, a new father of 2 at the time. And then just getting married, having to be the man of the house, truly, like 100% man of the house now, and then like issues at work, man. Like, what pulls you out of that? I know it's the music had to have been therapeutic.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, especially writing and getting like, bringing that light out of you.
Yeah.
So people can see a different light of you. How hard was it to actually like pull yourself out of that? Because there's a lot of people that go through those things and they don't have those outlets to pull themselves out of those holes. And it's something so deep like that.
Yeah.
If you could talk to the audience right now,
Yeah.
especially like the people that are subscribed on, youtube.com/Swole Podcast, subscribe. If you could talk to this audience, what advice would you give them to, if they're facing any type of deep, dark holes like that, dealing with the mental health?
Yeah.
How can they pull themselves out of them? What are the first steps that you can take?
I feel like being honest with yourself is first and foremost. Like knowing that there's something wrong, knowing that there is help out there that needs to be, kind of like seeked. Like you need to be willing and open to kind of putting yourself in somebody else's hands. Like being vulnerable, I feel like is very important. And I was like, I've been dealing with this since I was a teenager, and I feel like I was so stubborn, and I feel like growing up with like all sisters and being the only guy in the house other than my dad, I feel like I needed to be the tough one. I needed to not show weakness. I needed to protect everybody else and look after everybody else before looking after myself. And it just got to a point where I realized that me being the tough guy isn't gonna help me. It isn't doing me any favors. If anything, it's gonna prolong this, and it's gonna seriously potentially ruin my life, for one, or like I know it sounds pretty serious or whatever, but I could, you know, not live a full life that I wanted to live. Like I could, you know, there's so many things that comes with mental health and people that battle with like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. And I've dealt with you know, possible like suicide attempts. I've dealt with like dark thoughts and you know, being in like mental like institutes and stuff like that. And I just feel like having that mindset of being strong and tough for everybody else, like it just didn't do me any favors. It made it worse.
It shields off the ability to heal.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that I loved professional wrestling. I knew that I wanted to continue doing what I love doing, and I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be vulnerable and reach out for help, which is what I did. And I feel like it definitely helped me out in the long run. And if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be in the WWE today. So, yeah.
What were some of the things that you used to cope while you were going through this process?
I think surrounding yourself with people that you love, surrounding yourself with people that love you and care about you is really important. Having 2 younger boys that look up to me definitely helped me out a lot. It pushed me not to give up. Like it made me want to be, you know, a role model for them and set the right example. That even though you fail at something, or even though you hit like a speed bump in the road, that you can still recover from it and end up on top of the mountain. So,
even still being a role model to the millions of kids watching you at home too.
Yeah.
Like, want to be like you.
For
that
sure.
Want to grow up and like be in the shoes that we're blessed as human beings. Like all of us are.
Yeah, exactly.
The people that like there's. Oh, I lost my stream. Anyway, for the people that can't do what we do, like even as simple as like tasks that there's a lot of people that wish they had the mental like abilities like the mic and size that can do what y'all do, that have that vision to record and find like the right angles and like use the equipment. Like the people are like you'd be surprised how many people I know back in my hometown that wish they had the opportunity that don't even know how to get started with that kind of stuff, let alone be the entertainers. Let alone be the music people that can do that they don't have the confidence in themselves. And that's why I like try to do on this podcast, man. Like if you're someone who watches this show and like feel what we talk about, the conversations, the topics that we bring up, you know, the debates, even like when we're having fun, man, I hope that just gives y'all confidence enough to want to even take the first step to even try to do what we do. You know, like it may not be for you, but taking the first step to even try these things might get you to find something else that you're passionate about and love for. That's the hardest thing in anything that we do. They're taking that first step, even to just go to the gym. Yeah. Some people are afraid to be looked at a certain way because they don't know how to use the equipment. They're not familiar with working out and everything, and they feel like insecurities, you know.
It's so easy to lose motivation, but that's why you have to be disciplined. In life, and you just have to know that there's a difference between the two.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, me personally, I can actually see it like a lot from our culture. Speaking for African American culture, you know, we grow up with a lot of sometimes because I totally feel where you're coming from, growing up around women. And almost feeling like you have to grow into this natural protection mode. A lot of times. And then Will Smith had a great quote today. He was talking. I just want to paraphrase what he said. He was talking about the same thing you were mentioning. That a lot of times we end up putting up this guard of someone who we might not be as people. And it might work for a period of time. Like we might be the tough guy. Or we might be the arrogant person. Or however we are to protect ourselves. And then that shell breaks down, and then it doesn't work anymore. And then you have to face your truth all over again.
Like what happens when you take a pin or a needle or a rock and you continue to hit a bulletproof glass over and over and over again in the same spot? Eventually, it's going to crack. Like you can think that you're on top of the world, that you're strong.
Excuse me, guys. I brought some guests in here.
Whoa! Wait a minute! Hold up! Wait a minute!
Mama.
Yo. Wait a minute. Put this phone down. Hi.
We got
everyone's
Ian.
on over.
We got Big Johnny.
Everyone's got their own phone.
Yeah, look at that. Hey. Wait, yeah, I'm trying to move out the way. Look, move.
Come in,
Fix it.
everybody get introduced.
Hi. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
How are you? Nice
Good to see you.
My bad, y'all. I had to say hey to my girl.
This is turning into a party.
This is how we start season 3 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Season 3, episode
Yeah.
17, but episode 1 of season 3. We got some surprise guests up in here.
Right.
Keep sleeping on Swerve City Podcast. And
Keep.
with that being said,
The stream is tough. You gotta subscribe. Oh, you gotta turn it off. You gotta subscribe. Sorry. You gotta subscribe.
YouTube.com
// Swole City Podcast.
Interview with Leo Rush and now John Morrison and Taya Valkyrie.
Woo.
Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it rolling though.
Right.
And I hope you join us.
Right.
Right.
Go on
Peace.
YouTube right now, Swerve City Podcast.
Swerve-
Watch the rest of this interview right now. Boom.
Boom.